Good afternoon, 5i Research community. Today is Friday, February 7th, and this is the TSX weekly wrap. So the market's had a rocky start to the week, to say the least. We had news that tariffs would be imposed on Canada by the US, which were later delayed by 30 days. The markets recovered quickly from this, and we saw that while the futures market on Sunday night, it was pricing in a large decline on Monday. The markets opened up much better than what the futures market was pricing. So we think going forward, this could be kind of a trend going forward with some of these news headlines. And we could see the market kind of overreact initially to news like this. On the economic data front this week, it was a fairly light week for Canadian economic data. We had the unemployment rate come in this morning at 6.6%, which was much better than the 6.8% expected, and also an improvement from the prior reading of 6.7%. And then looking at the TSX index over the past year, we can see this nice steady uptrend in its price. It's staying above the 200-day moving average, which is that gray line. The RSI is, not in overbought conditions yet. It's kind of oscillating nicely. US sector performance side, the top three performing sectors so far for the week include technology, real estate, energy, and then the bottom three performers, we have materials, industrials, and consumer discretionary. So in this section, I'm going to be looking at Canadian stocks that have hit new highs relative to the TSX. So as long as these stocks have been hitting new highs against the TSX, it shows up on the screener. And so the first one that kind of jumped out to me was Kolibri Global Energy. The ticker is KEI. And we can see that, it's really been moving nicely against the TSX over the past 6 months, hitting new highs this week based on, strong 2025 guidance. It has a successful strategy of drilling longer and lateral wells, and it also implemented a share buyback strategy. Looking at some of its fundamentals, in the top panel here, we have its sales and its profits, and we can see those have all been rising nicely over the past couple of years. In the bottom panels, we have its profit margin. So gross profit margin, EBIT margin, all have been trending up over the past couple of years and kind of staying elevated. And the last stock that kind of jumped out to me was Neat.com, KSI. This is one that we've been following. It recently signed a 3-year master services agreement to digitize the validation processes for a multinational consumer food and drink producer. And we can see it's just been rising nicely against the TSX over the past 6 months. On its fundamental side, we see sales and profits rising nicely and having this solid uptrend over the past several years. And in the bottom panels, we have its gross profit margin expanding nicely. And while its EBIT margin is not yet positive, it looks like it could inflect positive soon. So that's all that I have for today. Thanks and have a great weekend.